Hey, we got somebody in there. You're always first. Comments or whatever. Waiting for everybody to see how many people we get on here. This is my first one, so if I have 10 people, I'll be happy. What's the weather like in Kentucky? Is it hot? It's hot here. Hey, Dale. Hey, Denise, you made it. Oh, thank you. It's hot here in Arkansas. For Arkansas, it's hot. It was low 90s today. I bet it feels a little better in Petersburg, Pennsylvania right now than it does down here. Mosquitoes and the gnats are getting terrible. Cool and drizzly in Rhode Island. Oh, well, everybody, I'm Steven. I'm sure everybody knows me, but this is Addison. This is Reagan. April can't be here. She's working, so we got people from all over jumping in here. Hey, Greg. Yeah, it's nice and warm here. It was low 90s today, which is kind of unusual for this time of year. Here it's and we usually don't get in the 90s until on up in July, but I don't know, it's weird. Hey, we got Nebraska in the house. Oh, hello back, Linda. Yep. Addison's sick chicken, it's doing a lot better. It's actually running around with all the other chickens. It doesn't get out, outside the chicken coop near as much, but it's yeah, as far as inside goes, it runs around with all the rest of them. Just doesn't want to get out in the heat, I guess. Hey, John Vogel. We have a chicken. Chicken want to come up here and say hello. I have no idea what the chicken wants, but she wants something.
Don't stare at me.
So yeah, we just been plugging away on the house here. Why only one window on the front of the house? That's a good question. Well, that's going to be a living room window that's facing back towards the south. There's really no other place to put a window on that side of the house. There's going to be a stove and a lot of stonework on that side of the house in the kitchen. So that's going to eliminate any place for a window unless you put it, directly above the stove, which wouldn't work. There's just really the way the house is laid out. There's no other place to put a window. Could put one in a pantry, but then you eliminate some space inside your pantry. So it's just the way the house is laid out. Thanks, Terry. Appreciate it. Oh man, I can't wait to get finished with this house too. This has been a long drawn out project. There's so many things going on around here. You can't just work on it, just that one thing, 12 or 14 hours a day. So you have a lot of other stuff you have to do. So it's taken a while, but yeah, I'll be glad when it's done. It's we're still wanting to try to be in by Christmas. We may make it by Christmas, but the house won't be finished. I know the fireplace won't be finished, and that's going to be the very last thing that we do is the fireplace because we don't really have to have it. The wood prices here are horrible. My barn that I built is a 24 by 40, and I built the entire structure. This was in 2018, going in 2019. I built the entire structure for $900. That's trusses and everything. Ready to put the board and batten on the outside and the metal on the roof, and it cost $900. The goat shed that I built a couple of weeks ago is a 8 by 16, and it cost $700. So there's your good example of the crazy lumber prices. Yeah, it's ridiculous. There's no, I've talked to a few people that work at the lumber mills, and they said they don't even take in the logs like they used to because they don't have a place to stack all the lumber. They're just sitting on it, keeping the prices up. See, what am I going to close the house off with? Underneath the house is going to be, we'll probably do a just like a cement wall all the way around it, a little stem wall, which is how I wanted to build the house to start with. And then it's going to get stone veneer. So it'll be stone all the way around the bottom of the house. That should match the fireplace and a lot of other stonework inside the house. And the next project after the house, I don't know. We were going to build a big barn, but I don't know if we're going to do that. So honestly, I don't know. We have so many things that we have to get done around here. We're looking at buying some more land to run a lot more goats on. There's I don't know. We can throw a dart at a dartboard, put it all up there. There's no telling what's going to be next. Am I happy with? Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with the way things are now. My high-paying job that I don't have anymore, and I miss some of those big paychecks sometimes. But I wasn't very happy. I mean, it's a great company that I work for. It was actually one of the largest independent drilling companies in the world in oil and gas exploration. And it's, my opinion, one of the best to work for. So I can't complain about it, but you're never home. And while the money would be nice, to have that kind of income again, I'm so much happier and a lot less stress doing this, even though I haven't had a paycheck in almost 3 years. This is just, I'm happier doing this. It was a good decision. Where did I live in Texas before? It was a little town called Troop. It's just south of Tyler, Texas, about 20 miles, right there in East Texas. I hope lumber stuff's dropping. I mean, it needs to. It's ridiculous, the price of lumber. We've been reusing a lot of rough cut lumber and some other things around here just for odd end stuff, just so we don't have to buy it. We were considering, we're actually working with one of the large sawmill manufacturers. I talked to them a few times, and we were going to buy a sawmill from them to build a big post and beam style barn. But I don't know if we're going to do that or not. We're still considering it. I don't know if we're going to need that big of a barn here. I don't know. We just have to see how it all works out. But yes, we've had a sawmill before. It's never been on this channel, but I used to have a sawmill and considering getting another one. If I get another one, it'll be a swing mill, not a band mill, though. Family is my wealth. That's where I'm happy. We got everybody here. I still have a daughter and a granddaughter in Texas, so we go back and see her and her family and hang out with them. And of course, my mom still lives there and stepdad. And I still have property there. So there's, I still have lots of reason to go back and visit some more family, but this is home to me now. Oh, you live in White House, and I grew up running all around White House. Yeah, Gordon, lots of fun chinking. And you'd be surprised how tired your shoulders get after about 4 or 5 hours of holding up that, that mud hawk that you hold up there to push that chinking off of. It probably weighs about 18 to 20 pounds, which doesn't sound like a whole lot until you do it for a few hours. And then, man, your shoulders are burnt out. Hey, Butch, I haven't seen you in forever. Yeah, Misty, it's been a long time coming. I hope we're in here by Christmas. We're gonna try. I don't know if we're gonna make it, but we may be sleeping on cots in the living room. But I hope we're out of this camper and in there by Christmas. Bonded Oak Acres, yeah. I have a friend of mine that lived in Edom. I don't think he lives there anymore, but I helped him build a swimming pool over there. So I know right where you're at, or where you're from anyway. I need shoulders of steel. That roof just about wore me out. I fell off of that thing twice. I don't know if I mentioned it on here before, but I've gone off of the roof of the house twice. So I'm just about finished falling, I hope. I'm gone off the second floor, landed on the first floor 3 times, off the roof of the house once, and the roof of the barn once when I was building it. The barn was the worst one, though. I ended up with bruised heart and bruised kidneys and a whole bunch of other stuff out of that one. Grace, exactly. Hey, Mike, Pleasanton. Where is that at? I've heard of it. I don't know where it's at, though. Man, the mosquitoes and flies here are crazy.
Even though we put bugs
man,
it still makes me itch.
Thomas, I'm sorry, buddy. You're down in Sulphur. It is humid down there. I worked all around there. Man, from there down to Abbeville and yeah, all through that area. I know exactly what you're going through right now. Hey, Ken, thanks a lot. Yeah, it had to be an awful big trampoline, though. Man, there's a lot of people from Canada here. 35 miles south of San Antonio. Woo, got somebody from across the pond. Hello, Alec. Glad you can make it. What time is it there? I know it's got to be early in the morning over there right now. Hey, Trina. I started to do some more outdoor cooking on here. I don't know. I get to working on something, and half the time I don't even film it. I just get to working and try to go. I need to. I got another cast iron video I want to do because I've had some really good response off a few of my cast iron videos and some people that have really cool ways of doing it. So I'm going to try some of their ways and film it and see how it works. And I get a lot of good advice from you guys on some of this stuff, and a lot of it I use every day. So I'm going to try it out and see what happens. But yeah, I may have to start doing some outdoor cooking. Hey, Benita. Hey, thanks, Rebecca. Oklahoma City. I've actually gone to a couple of schools over there. Went to driving school over there. Yeah, man, the Ouachita Mountains aren't far from here at all. It's pretty up through here, and other than right now it's in the 90s early, so it's kind of hot for here, but it doesn't really bother me. I'm from Texas, so it's not that big a deal for me really. But a lot of people, they hate it. They complain about the humidity, but to me this still seems kind of dry. So this is a great place to build.
Hello, Jennifer.
Susie's over here from Bobblehead. You know, I haven't talked to Jeff, and it's probably been 2 months since I talked to him. We're supposed to do some trading out with some chickens. I need to get down there and get some chickens from Jeff, and then I've got some stuff I need to take to Drew over at Dutch Creek Cabin. I'm cleaning out my shop, and you know, he likes old tools and cars and all that, and I've got some stuff I want to give him that I don't have a need for anymore.
Hi, Matt. Hi, Matt.
What do the girls like living most about here? What do y'all like living the most about here? Everything?
Everything, yeah.
They like playing with chickens and goats is what it is. And they're getting, between these two and April, they're getting carried away on chickens. We have over 75 chickens now, and 6 turkeys. So we're getting a little overrun with chickens. Who taught me how to build? Overall, I guess I'd say my dad. Hanging out with my dad, my grandfather. I mean, I'm not a builder. I've never been a builder. I worked construction for maybe 1 summer at the very most, and that was a long time ago. I was just a kid. But I've always been the kind of person to jump in there and build something. It's nothing for me to take on a big project. That was actually my nickname for over 20 years, was Mr. Project. So me trying to build something is really, I don't know, it just kind of comes natural. You know, I worked in engineering for over 20 years. So designing stuff and coming up with stuff that's just kind of second nature to me. And I've screwed up just as much as I've you know, done right. So don't think that everything I do works out perfect, because it doesn't. I have made a lot of mistakes. You're in West Texas. I was from East Texas, just south of Tyler, White House over there. So it's yeah, right there in East Texas. Yeah, the turkeys are cool. It's I've never had turkeys here. I've wanted them. I wasn't going to get this particular type of turkeys, but if you remember a few videos back, I was over in Oklahoma and filming Ronnie Wiley with Wiley Log Homes. He was building a house over there in Oklahoma. I came home and we had 6 baby turkeys and 2 more chickens. So yeah, April decided while I was gone, it was time to add some more stuff. Man, it's been 90s in Minnesota. Wow. See ya, Al. Raised near San Angelo. Chris, I used to deer hunt out there at San Angelo. Had a friend of mine had a deer lease in San Angelo, and we used to go, and there's a lot of great deer hunting out that way. A lot of cactus, though. That's the first time I'd seen that much cactus was when we went out there. Thanks, Robert. Well, there's quite a few mistakes on this house too. One of these days I may go through there and point them all out to everybody, but right now we're kind of keeping a lot of that on the down low. In Midland. Yep, I worked all out through there too. I used to stay in a hotel there in Midland and work out in where was that town that I worked? It's over the other side of Kirby. Jal, New Mexico. Worked all around Jal, New Mexico, all out through there. No. There's a lot of mistakes on the cabin, a lot of mistakes on the barn. But I mean, that's I don't know, that's just part of it. I mean, I screw up just like everybody else. I worked for a guy for over 20 years, and he taught me a lot of what I know as far as engineering and design work and machining. And he told me the biggest difference between a machinist and a tool and die maker was a tool and die maker is better at hiding his mistakes. So I kind of stay with that philosophy with everything else. You just have to learn how to hide it. Yeah, we've been thinking about buying a sawmill. It's just, I don't know, that may be one of our next projects is get another mill out here. I've got a ton of big white oak on this place. We wanted to build a big hardwood post and beam barn, but I don't know if we're going to do that or not. We're still considering it. Thanks, Donna. Yeah, when we get the window, the chinking done, that's probably our next step is the doors and windows. I don't know what I'm going to do with the front door yet. I actually cut that hole out for a custom sized door that I was going to get, and I didn't want to get it yet because I didn't want to take a chance of messing it up with it sitting here. And the door was $1,700, which is, it's not a bad price, I guess, for a big entryway door like that. Now it's $5,800. So I'm not paying $6,000 for a door for this thing. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm either going to find a different door that'll fit in that hole, or it may just be another video. I may just build a door. I don't know. But it's, it kind of screwed me up on the door. Oh yeah. Yeah. Spending time with the grandbabies, man. That's when I go to Texas and to visit my daughter and son-in-law and them, that's the hardest part, is leaving her and leaving the grandbaby behind. Every time gets worse too, for some reason. I don't know. It's just because she's getting older and she won't sit in my lap the whole time and play, but yeah, it makes it hard to leave. Nick's Barbecue. No, I don't know where that's at. We're going to butcher the goats. Most of the goats, the meat goats, we'll actually be selling them for meat, and not, we're going to keep some for ourselves. Yes. And we'll be butchering them ourselves. But the majority of them are that we're going to turn that into income for this place. Cause we're not getting rich off YouTube. And like I said before, I haven't had a paycheck in over 3 years. So we're trying to, it's going to be a couple of years before we start making any money with the goats. But man, the market's there. Anybody that's never done it ought to look into it. There's a lot of money to be made in goats. I used to raise cows. I grew up raising cows in Texas, and it's, there's just more money in goats. It's just a simple fact. They're a lot more trouble. I mean, cows and sheep are a lot alike. They do really good on pasture and just grass. Goats are a little bit different, you have to treat them different, but once you get all your systems in place and get it figured out, you can make a lot of money with goats. And that's kind of what we're planning on doing. Just small herd, 300 or 400 eventually, and just staying with the meat market, and just enough for us to survive on. Yeah, Matt, I thought about building a door. The only reason that I'm hesitant about doing it is I don't want any air leaks around the door. It gets cold up here. It's not like it is in Canada, of course, but it gets cold here, and I just don't want to, I don't know. Makes me nervous building a door, and I don't want to go, and the price of lumber and everything else. I just don't want to spend, $1,000 building a door and then you have air leaks all around it. So, yeah, Richard, you're right. The ones that don't never do anything. My old boss, the same one that said that earlier, he used to tell me that if you're not screwing up, you're not doing anything. So you're right. How do I make ends meet here? I was a tightwad for a long time. It was really frustrating because I was working. There was a whole bunch of us that worked together. We all made pretty much the same amount of money. And man, I had buddies of mine. These guys were building brand new $300,000-$400,000 houses, beautiful homes, and they still live in them now, and they still work there. And I was living tight, squeaky tight. But I had a goal. This was my end game, was to do this, and I wanted to pay cash for everything. I just don't finance anything. I don't go to the bank. The only thing I use the bank for is keep my money in there and draw some interest on it. So that's how I did it. I just save. I spent about 15 years saving just about every nickel that I could to be able to do all this. And it's expensive. Don't think that it's not. I know, the logs came from here, so I didn't have that much money in the logs. It's just, man, little things add up, and regular living and the price of lumber now. And so if you decide to do it, save for a while, make a plan, figure out what it's going to cost you, double it, save that, save a little more, and then jump on it. All the way from New Zealand. Hello, Wendy. Yeah, I mean, you have to be a tightwad these days. It's not like it used to be. I mean, everything's it's kind of outpaced your average income, the price of everything. So I was fortunate that I was in a good career field, and then I left one and went to another that paid even more. You sacrifice, you give up your life for it. There was 1 year I was only home 5 weeks all year, and the whole year I lived out of hotels. And I've been in 3 different hotels in 2 different states in 24 hours. So that tells you how fast we were moving. So it's that people say the oil field guys make way too much money. Well, they give up a lot to get that money. And I'd had just about enough of it. Thought about going back to it, every now and then it crosses my mind, but I would if I had to, because I miss the people that I worked with. But I don't, man, those 24-hour, 30-hour days, I don't miss those at all. How many bedrooms am I going to have? The kitchen is a decent size. It's a 16 by 18. It's not huge. The house is 3,400 square feet, and it's 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. This is actually only part of the house. The whole house is supposed to be 7,200 square feet, but I don't know if I'm going to build the rest. We'll go ahead and build a garage and that kind of thing, but I don't think I'm going to build the rest of it. Dan, I was the same way for a long time. Man, I had hot rods and all that kind of stuff, and but I worked when I was still doing all the design work and machining, and I worked 60, 70 hours a week, and I started other businesses on the side that were another 60, 70 hours a week. Actually got my first magazine cover the first year I was in business building motorcycles. So, yeah, I was the same way. I had to have my high dollar toys too. What are we going to do after all this is done? And it's funny. I keep griping at April. I'm ready to go no prep racing is what I want to do. I'm ready to build another hot rod. I've got an all aluminum 427 sitting on the stand in the barn. I got an S10 that needs to go to the chassis shop. I'm ready to go, but she's kind of keeping me in check a little bit. We got to get all this other stuff done. That's what I would like to do after I get the house finished. Take a break, travel a little bit, do some racing, but I don't know if it's going to happen or not. I mean, that's another big budget item, and I got to get some money coming in before I jump off in that, I guess. Thank you very much, Rhonda. '68 Super Sport. I have a friend of mine that grew up with me right down the road, and he had a '68 SS. Was original SS 396 car, and it went through a couple of different stages, and he ended up putting a I think it was a 555 big block in it. I never will forget. I was in my late 20s, and we're out in the highway in front of his house, and it's no unibody car. And the thing stood up on the back tires and flexed so hard it busted the back window out of it. It was crazy. So yeah, I've got a lot of miles in an old '68 Chevelle. Yep, you had a '69 396, 4-speed or automatic. Rhonda, I've always been independent. We try to do as much here as we can. The girls are just reading. They're not sad.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, Mom's at work, so she's sneaking in, seeing what all's going on.
I just read one of the comments, and it made me laugh.
Yeah.
From Dan. It made me laugh.
One thing that we thought about doing after we get the house finished, and when things get kind of normalized around here, we thought about as a family taking on a 1-year challenge and If it doesn't come from here, we don't eat it. We either raise it, grow it, or hunt it, and that's all we get. So we want to live and survive off of everything comes right off of this place, which, I mean, if you think about how often you go to the store, even for little things, that's a pretty good challenge, especially for, for a house full. The gardening is horrible. April has 1,000 things planted in there, and we've got them under grow lights right now because the garden is still flooded. It just stopped raining. Actually, I got out there and dug a ditch through the garden with backhoe day before yesterday to try to get some of the water out of it. I don't know what we're going to do with that. The soil is great, but it's still, you go down about 2.5 feet and it's solid clay pan. So it's just no way to get the water out. I don't know what we're going to do. If we can ever get it in shape, I think we can make rows and we can just broad fork it from then on. Don't have to be in there with a tractor. I had it looking pretty and I got in there with a tractor and screwed it up. So that's where we're at with the garden. We have a bunch of stuff growing under grow lights. I'm hoping that here in the next week or two, we can get out there and do something with it. Are we doing solar? Oh, thanks, Christopher, by the way. We're going to do solar. I don't know. I was originally going to do solar, but solar panels are cheap. We can do solar here really cheap, but it's the batteries. Solar storage is extremely expensive. For us here, it was almost $60,000, and it's just not worth it to me. Hi, Laura. Thanks. We may at one point go solar, which will be perfect because we have a mountain ridge over here that faces due south. That's, it would be a perfect place to put a big solar array to do everything we need to do. I'd love to go completely off grid. No power pole here, not even for a backup, nothing. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that all works out. Price of lithium batteries are coming down, so you never know. I'd sure like to, though. Eric Radkiss. I don't know who that is. Yeah, Bonita, we thought about building raised beds. Problem is I don't know. We're in such a remote area, it's hard to get any soil up here. We had some sand brought in to try to help with it a while back, and that took almost 2 months just to get sand brought in for that. It's crazy. Getting anyone to come up here, it's a 4-hour round trip with a truck, and they just don't want to come up here. They make all their money local, and they lose money if they come up here. They just don't want to mess with it. Yeah, raised beds. I mean, I thought about doing raised beds. It would be really expensive, but we were just talking about that the other day. If we can get some soil up here and it doesn't work out this year, we're moving the garden or we're doing raised beds, one of the two. So I'd really like to put it there, but if not, we're going to plant it full of tall grass and weeds, and we'll put a couple of goats in there and move the garden. Composted horse manure. Well, there's not really any horse farms around here. We've got great soil. I bought, I don't know how many, probably 40 or 50 yards of super soil from an organic, they make organic soil. We bought about 45 yards, I think. The soil is great. It's what's below it. You get down about 2 feet, it would be like, I don't know, filling up a little kiddie pool with dirt, and you fill it full of water, and the water is just going to stay there because of that clay pan that's down there. So, hey, Lisa. It's never hurts anything to be late. April just got on here a while ago, so she's only been here 5 minutes. I don't know if she's still on here or not. Oh, I know. I think I know who you're talking about, Sue. Yeah, I've watched some. What is his? I think I'm subscribed to his channel, by the way. Building that cabin. Been working on it. I think this is his 2nd or 3rd year on it. Yeah, I've watched his. He makes a lot better videos than I do. I just get so busy and get to work, and I forget the cameras are on half the time, or forget to turn them on. We were actually this picnic table we're sitting at. We were building this today, and we built half of it and realized we didn't even turn the cameras on. We're just trying to get it done. Is Jeff in there? Oh, no, Jeff, I did not eat any of the daylilies. I thought about it just the other. We were walking by it, and I thought I need to try one of these to see what they taste like. But I didn't do it. I didn't know if you were trying to play a joke on me or not, but I almost did it. We were just talking about you and your chickens a while ago, by the way. Yeah, I have plenty of rotten logs out here I could put in the raised beds for sure. We just burned, and I don't know how many logs are down there. It was left over from the house, and I know a lot of people thought I could use them for something, but man, they were rotten. They've been sitting there since 2015. They were in pretty bad shape. Oh, you're welcome. This is my first live feed, so didn't really know how it was going to go. The only one I've ever been on was actually at Jeff's down there at Bobblehead. So I just typically don't do them. Didn't think there'd be that many people interested in them. So yeah, I thought we would try it because we've been so busy lately. You know, we get a little bit of dry weather, we jump in there and go to work, and man, I just haven't been really making any videos. So this is kind of a lazy way of getting the video out there and staying in touch with you guys. I will, Benita. I'll watch some. Macaroni salad in a day. People keep telling me to eat daylilies. I'm going to have to try it. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to. I'm just going to have to do it. I've never eaten a flower. Well, I'll take that back. Dandelions, but made wine, all kinds of stuff out of dandelions, but never really eaten a flower. So well, Dan, if you got some questions, man, hit me with them. We're open book around here. Hey, I may start making this live feed thing a regular deal. I don't know. It sure is a lot easier doing this than it is trying to film it and edit and have 5 cameras going and breaking cameras and everything else. You wouldn't believe the stuff I've torn up out here. Yep. No, we're building the cabinets too. Building cabinets and stuff like that is actually what I like doing. I don't like building this stuff. Construction, it's just not my thing. I mean, I can do it if I have to, but it's not something I like doing. Building cabinets and, detailed joinery, that kind of thing, I really do. I don't know. I'm going to film some of it. I don't know if I'm going to do any big how-to videos on it just yet, but yeah, we're building all the cabinets here. I've got, I don't know how many pounds of those flower seeds, Jeff, that I could plant, that we were actually going to plant out there. The planter box that I built last year and put out there, that's what I was going to plant in there, but I didn't know you could eat them. What else we got here? Really? So you just put the rotten logs, man, it's going too fast, 18 inches, and just use that, huh? I never thought about that. No, I never. I mean, I did not really cabinet work, but I built stuff for myself. I didn't, I mean, I just like woodworking, even though I came from a steelworking background. I've just always liked woodworking. It's a lot cheaper when you screw up, for sure. I've messed up some pretty expensive iron in a machine shop before. Messed up some pretty expensive CNC machines too. Little pro tip there. At minus and plus, it's a big difference. Yes, Trina, we're still planning on being there by Christmas. I don't know. I know we won't be finished for sure, but we are planning on being in there by Christmas. I don't know if we're going to make it, but we're trying for it. No, the girls don't have four-wheelers. We ride around on the side-by-side quite a bit. We go down the river a couple times a week. Yeah, they wish they had four-wheelers, but then I never get any work out of them. Hey, Virginia, I'm glad you made it. Ducks on the pond. That pond is really isolated. It's really what we did was we dammed up the valley between two mountains. And so the pond's really deep, but if I put ducks down there, I would be afraid something would get them. I'd rather actually dig a pond up here and have ducks up here than put them down there. Yeah. Horses. You know, I love horses. I have a really good friend of mine, his whole family, they've done nothing but horses their whole life. If you've seen a movie in the last 15 years that had a white horse in it, that was his horse. But you couldn't give me a horse. I can't tell you how much time I have on horseback, but man, I'm to the point now, if it's not going to make me money or put some food in the freezer, I don't want it. I have enough mess to keep up with now without adding something else to it. I don't need any pets.
We could get a cow.
No, we're not going to use stone from this property. We're probably going to do a cultured stone and just stone veneer it. I took my dimensions to the local stone yard, and it was going to be 39 tons of stone. I'm not a stonemason. I don't want a almost 40-ton fireplace sticking up in my living room to come crashing through my bedroom one of these days. So we're going to build it and put an insert in it, and it's just going to have stone veneer. Don't get me wrong, Benita, I love horses. And I can get out there and ride. I can roam and ride. I mean, but I just don't want any. Do I ever plan on going back doing engineering work? Probably not. I could do that up here. I could do a lot of it from home. Actually, I still did some programming after I left and moved over to the oil field, but I just got to where I didn't have time for that either. So I don't even do any programming anymore. Oh man, CNC tape machine. It's been a while since I've seen an old tape machine. Predators up here. I guess the biggest ones would be coyotes and bobcats. The bears don't really bother anything other than trash cans or feeders or something like that. You know, the bears are not that big a deal. Now, I was sitting out here by the fire pit last summer, minding my own business about 10 o'clock at night, and a mountain lion, I was on the backside, and I guess it couldn't see me, and a mountain lion walked up on me and screamed, and I mean, it was still screaming almost, and I was already in the camper. It scared the crap out of me. It ran the same time I jumped up. So you don't see mountain lions up here very often, but they are here, and I don't like them sneaking up on me in the dark. Yeah, it could get workhorses. Y'all just trying to get them some horses is all it is.
Good people.
Mm-hmm.
Good people.
Why the goats? Yeah, there is money in goats. There's more money in goats than cows. To give you an example, when a doe, most of these does are going to have twins, right? It takes them about 90 days from the time they're born to be market weight, around 50 to 55 pounds. So that's 110 pounds of goat at $4 a pound. That's a lot of money that these goats can crank out, and you don't have to feed them that much. They don't eat that much. There really is a lot of money in goats. Goats are the widest eaten meat on the planet. I mean, the United States is not that really big a deal, but you have a lot of immigrants that's come to this country, and we're importing billions of pounds of goat meat. So there's a market for it. What's their favorite things to do around here? Man, they just like helping. If I'm out working on something, they get mad if I tell them they can't help. They like riding in the backhoe. They like, yeah, they like whatever I'm doing or we're doing. They like to be right there with it. Uh-oh, did I miss Drew? Is he on here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there he is. Yep. Hey, Drew. Hey, and there's Ridgeview. The hunting is actually great. There's, and I can show some old cell phone videos of me standing in the door of the camper and there being 25 or 30 deer standing right here in the yard. So we have deer here in the yard every single day. This time of year, it's getting to where we're going to be having bears pretty much every day. So you have to, and the bears don't bother you unless there is you got a mama out there with some cubs, leave her alone. Stay away from her because she'll get on you. But the rest of them, you don't really have to worry about. Drew, we were just talking about you a while ago. Next time you're up here, you might want to bring your truck because I'm going to send you home with some stuff. Yeah, I do hunt. I didn't hunt this last year just because we were so busy with everything going on with the house. I just didn't hunt, but yeah, we're going to be doing some hunting this year for sure.
I want to hunt too.
She's wanting to hunt too. She's wanting to bow hunt. I'm not a bow hunter. That takes too much skill and too much patience. I have everything from a 223 to 6.5 Creedmoor, so that's what I hunt with.
I shoot at trees to get my aim better.
Yep. Yeah, donkeys are good. The donkeys, they can still get hurt by, if you have a pack of coyotes or something that come in there, a donkey's not going to help you, but really nothing else is going to either. But and donkeys they're pretty vicious when it comes to predators. Oh, Yeti D, I appreciate it. Well, there's a lady that lives up here. Yeah, bobblehead, witch truck. There's a lady that lives up here who is, we're getting a dog from her. I can't remember how you say it. It's Sarplananan. I can't remember. It is a
big dog.
It's a really big. It's like a Russian sheepdog, and we're getting one from her. It's just, it's not finished being trained yet, but yeah, we're getting one from her.
I can't wait for that dog. I forgot about
I don't
that
know.
dog.
I know. It's supposed to be here pretty soon.
Can't wait for it.
Me either. We're gonna be good buddies.
I love to hunt too, Lisa. Yeah, it was April being included. She was just nervous about throwing everything out here, and I'm a pretty private person too, so it's just I don't know, I got used to it. I started this channel to just kind of keep in touch with family back home because I moved up here away from everybody. I'm in the middle of nowhere and all my family is back in Texas, so I did this just to pill around. They can see what's going on, and it just kind of grew from there. And I guess I had probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 videos, and I was coming back from Oklahoma and I saw somebody watched a bunch of my videos and I got a whole bunch of thumbs down, and I was like, what the heck, man? It was just a horrible feeling. And of course now I don't care. I can get 100 of them a day. I don't care. But it was, I don't know. It's really different when you put your life on camera because everybody has an opinion and most of them think you're doing it wrong. Yeah, crossbow does make it a lot easier. Yeah, Richard, the male bears, they're kind of that way too. When they're really little, they get up around 100 pounds or so. Everything's food. It's kind of like a cat chasing a mouse. It doesn't really want to kill it, but it sure likes to catch it and wrestle around with it for a while. Usually the mouse ends up dead though. Will I get a mule? I doubt it. I could go to Texas and get mules for next to nothing. They practically give them away down there. But I think we're just going to stick with the dogs for now, and see how that works out. Well, I thought about putting tiling under the garden. The only problem is I would have to remove all the soil, about 3 feet of it, and then I would have to slope the bottom and then put the drainage on the one end. And I'm not doing that. I'll just put the garden in a different place. It's I don't know, that was all woods over there, and there's probably 100 years of leaf mulch out there, and it's just soft, and then clay pan down below it, and it's just I guess it's just a bad spot for it. If we turn it around this year, it'll make great garden, but I don't know. I'm not feeling very hopeful. Yeah, T-Ham 141. The negative comments don't bother me. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. Because, I mean, even with negative comments, it's just like when you screw something up, you can learn something from it, you know? It's when people start getting nasty I don't even argue with them. I just delete them. They're blocked. So flies and gnats are terrible out here. Yeah, I don't mess with it. You just get the old band hammer. I'll just get rid of you. I've actually gotten death threats over the clothes that I was wearing. People threatened to kill me and my whole family because they didn't like the hoodie I was wearing. So it is what it is. That kind of stuff, you just let it go. It is good for the algorithm. That's why the thumbs down and the hateful comments and tell me I'm doing it wrong, hey, just bring it. The more the merrier. I don't care, good or bad. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being late. My wife was on here 20 minutes late, so it doesn't matter.
30.
Anything I wish I'd done differently with the house? Yeah, I wish I would have designed it with a laundry room in there and made it a full 2-story instead of half of it just open. It's nice to have all that open space. It's going to be really pretty, but it's the house was originally designed to have another 4,000 square feet added to it. So we had plenty of room for all the other stuff, and I just don't want to build the rest of it. So we had to move some things around, and it kind of all the living space of the house, it kind of squished it just a little bit. But I mean, I could always add another story if I want to on the rest of it, but I don't want to do it. I'm ready to be finished. Yeah, Charles, that's just, I mean, there's a lot of things that I use here. Some systems I have in place. I mean, some things that I do on a daily basis with just working around here that are suggestions that came from the comments. And I'm all about suggestions. I mean, all the stuff I do, I didn't invent it. I'm figuring it out like everybody else, you know? And YouTube is your friend, or rely on the people that know more than you do, because I'm definitely not the smartest. Yeah, I do kick them to the curb. Well, I have actually worn that when it's warm or cold out. I wear that hoodie a lot. I don't care. It's the one with the bullets and stuff all over. You can see it in my cast iron video. It's just got bullets in the shape of a flag, and apparently some people didn't like it. Well, yeah, I hope my investments carry me through to retirement, since I'm actually retired now, but I'm burning through some cash for sure. I don't know. I hope maybe one of these days YouTube will pay a little bit, and then, with the goats and a lot of other things that we do around here, and savings and investments and stuff that I have, I should be okay. If not, I'll go back to work for a year or two, and then I know I'll be fine, because everything will be done by then. The back door at the end of the hallway. No, that's not going to go to, that's actually going to go to, we're going to build a garage. It'll probably go out to about a 12 foot by 12 foot, just like a little empty room, and then connect to a garage. So yeah, there's a reason for that going there. Originally it was going to go to the rest of the house, but it'll still go out to a garage. We're going to probably build a 3-car garage out there at some point. Oh, I missed something. Well, we do have a couple of underground springs, but they don't really do that much. They're over on the other mountain on the other side of the pond. So if they do anything, they just run down the mountain and go into the pond. I've got a really good well. We were actually filling up the water trough for the goats today, and we left it going, forgot about it. Left the water hose running for 2 hours. It just pouring water down the hill, and it just, I've got a great well. I don't have to worry about anything except for the electric bill to run the thing. Hey, you know, I've had some people that didn't like the way I'm doing stuff, and I told them, I'll be more than happy to do it their way if they come down here and they can hire out the help, and we'll do it their way, and I'll sit back and watch and film the whole thing. But they didn't want to do that. Yeah, T-Han, that is, you know, that is the best way to do it, is just do it. If you know, I don't see a failure as a failure. You just learned a way not to do something. It's I mean, you're gonna screw up. Everybody screws up. I do it almost every day. But you just figure out how not to do something and put that in the old knowledge bank and keep on going. Tomorrow when you do it different, you know.
I just read a comment where it said there's
Say what?
I just read a comment. It says there's 4 of you. You need a 4-car garage. 2 of us don't drive.
Well, you will drive one of these days, but I'm going to kick you out when you get a car. So, well, am I going to add a store and sell merch? Thought about it. April's got in there and she's come up with about 50 different t-shirt designs, and I don't know. We thought about it. I just haven't had time to sit down at night and work on it. You know, by the time I get done, it's usually 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and get in there and try to do a little bit of editing and move on and go to bed. And, you know, 5:30 the next morning, we're up moving again. So we're not liking it, but we're still moving. But yeah, at some point we probably will. Yeah, 4 of us. I'll probably get kicked outside by the time there's 4 cars up here. Oh, I know. And the dang well house burning down. That was, and almost burned up my side-by-side. My side-by-side was probably 15, 20 feet from it. And it just, I saw some smoke, came around here, and it was gone.
The well house right now? The well house is
right there. That's the new one. Brett, I'm glad you're able to gain a little bit from it. I mean, like I always tell people, if you watch my videos and it helps, even if you see how you don't want to do it, it's hopefully you get something out of it. No, we did not get the pigs yet. We had somebody contact us on Facebook. They have pigs. We need to get a fence put back up and get the pigs here. I'm ready for some pigs.
Me too, especially since
good night, Ken. I appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, we'll do some more live chats later on.
209.
Yeah, Drew. One thing I've got that I want to send back with you is an old tire changer to break down. It'll need a little bit of work, but I'm sure you can fix it. It's to break down tires and change tires out of an old tire shop. So a tire shop my uncle had years and years ago.
I hear my chick calling for me.
Yeah, I didn't even see any trolls on there. Thanks, Bev. Oh yeah, no problem. Like I said, you'll have to, I think it's got some little diaphragms that need to be replaced. It all runs off of air, so you'll have to work on it, but I'm sure you can fix it.
Squirrel.
We got squirrels in the yard now.
Ooh, there's a squirrel. Whoa.
Richard, that'd be awesome. To get some help out here. It's the working on the house is not the problem. When you get out here and you start trying to film it, and then a 20-minute job takes 2 hours because you have to keep moving cameras. After a while, you just want to push me off the house. You tell me to turn the stupid camera off and get to work. Dan, the girls probably would ride the pigs. I know they were out there. They like going out and scratching on them last year and hanging out with them.
You should tell him the story of when the pig
Don't
sneezed.
even.
All right, Robert. 2 a.m. Wow, it's late there. We'll go look at where's it go? Jacob's Ridge. Uh-oh, he's talking to a donkey. Virginia, her chick's doing good.
Go get
It's
Nugget.
not it's not running around.
Mom
go-
said go grab your Nugget.
Go get Nugget. Yeah, she named her chick Nugget, It's doing good though. It's named after the emu on Cog Hill Farms. Mary Carl, she's got her Nugget, which is a really big Nugget. So this one was hurt and it just became Nugget. So I watch his channel every chance I get. I just Jason, I've had questions before about some things, YouTube, concerning YouTube and sponsors and that kind of deal. And if I send him an email or a message, text message him, he's just right back with me. Super great guy.
I can't wait till Nugget ends up in
And the pigs
farm.
do make good pets. It was, I got the pigs were for food when I got them here last time, but they became, I don't know. I just had to suck it up and get it done. I didn't want to, especially Wanda, the one that's on the intro a lot. She was just a big old love hound, but God, you would not believe how much it takes to feed those things. Hey, John, I didn't even see you popped in there. Yeah, it was costing me, I let them go way too long. She weighed almost 500 pounds when I took her off. But it was costing, when both of them were here, a little over $700 a month just to feed those two pigs. That's a lot of money to feed a pet, Addison's going to get Nugget, by the way, April. Yeah, I could get some stuff prepared ahead of time.
We might want to double check when we lock the chickens up, because when all those big chickens go in,
Yep.
all these little ones go out.
Yep. There's Nugget. So Nugget likes hanging out with Addison. She keeps wanting to sleep in the house all the time, but it's got to go out there and be a chicken.
Pick it up so they can see it. Turn around, Nugget. You're looking at the wrong thing.
Vice Grip Garage. And that sounds like something I could relate to for sure. Yeah, definitely a hog. And she was a sweet pig. And if I could afford it, if she was more like Peaches, where she didn't eat a whole lot, I'd keep her around. But man, she ate a bunch. They finally went through all the food that was, naturally they could eat, and all the hickory nuts, and after that, it was up to me, and it was expensive. Nugget is a cross between a white Cochin, and I don't know if this one is an Americana or Lavender Orpington, but the male, the rooster, is a white Cochin. Do I turkey hunt? Not really. The predators kind of decimated our turkeys up here. We used to have flocks come through here. There'd be 30, 40, 50 turkeys, and now there's 8 or 10. So I just soon see the turkeys walk around the yard than hunt them. If we ever get, a lot of them up here again, I will. But it's neat to listen to the gobblers down in the valleys down there in the springtime and in the fall. Man, they'll just be going at it. And you can just sit right here in the yard and listen to them everywhere.
Nugget says hi to everyone.
Yeah, they did make some tasty bacon. The main source of heat is going to be radiant floor heating. We're putting flagstone throughout the whole downstairs of the house, and it's all going to be radiant heat. We will have the fireplace for backup, be an insert, but we'll have it to help with it. But the main source is going to be the radiant floor heat. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, we have a lot of them this color. They're a real pretty gray, and just the tips of their feathers are brown. Hey, Davis Family Life. Hey, it's better late than never. April just popped in a while ago, so she hasn't been in here long. The legs are the same color. Well, actually, pick her up. Her legs are, and you can't really tell because she's fuzzy, and we painted some black stripes on there so she could tell her. But they're more of a yellow.
Oh, well,
Um,
okay.
We thought about selling eggs. We actually sold quite a few on eBay as hatching eggs. But there's so many people up here with chickens, and it's not worth the trouble. I mean, you can buy eggs up here for 99 cents a dozen. I don't know why people would want to deal with it. I mean, if you want to come buy 100 dozen from me, I'll do it. But for me to meet them in town, which is an hour round trip, I'm not doing that for 99 cents. I would just rather find a neighbor that needs some eggs and carry them a dozen eggs, or they can come get them. We give away, on average, we probably give away 3 dozen a day. We don't really sell any, we sold some to some neighbors before. Now we just give them away. Selena, I appreciate it. Hopefully one of these days the house will be finished.
Does Nugget get her nails?
Minnesota. Does Nugget what?
Get her nails.
Yeah.
Pocketed chick, but it's not chickaletta, so.
Is it cold or is it hot in Minnesota? Yeah, well, we couldn't. It got to where Nugget was getting in such good shape, we couldn't really tell him away from the others. So we took a magic marker and we painted her nails. They're all kind of scratched off now, though.
People want to see your pretty face.
Well, Jeff, that's what I was thinking. Was it was a lavender, but we got so many different crosses out. I started with lavenders and a couple of Americanas, and then what else do we have? Some silver laced Wyandottes and Welsumers. You saw the Welsumers that we had. And it seemed like that white Cochin rooster, all the chicks came out looking like this one. They all came out real pretty gray. Some are a little darker than the others, but yeah, they were pretty much all gray. And okay, go put your chickens up. But that's pretty much what they all look like, with the exception of 2. And we had 2 that came out, and they are pure white Americanas. They look just like all the other Americanas, but they're solid white. And actually, one of them has some chicks with her right now. It is hot up there, huh? Man, hot and no rain. It's been cool here and raining. Yeah, she is a pirate chicken. The smokehouse, man, that was one of my projects for this summer, was to build this other lean-to and a smokehouse and all that. But with the price of lumber, it probably cost me $3,000 to build this lean-to over here. I'm not doing it. I'm going to wait for all the silliness to calm down. Hey, John, come on. I'll send you with some eggs. I got a friend of mine's going to be here in 2 weeks, and I'm going to send him home with a bunch of them too. Really high temp records. Well, it's hot for us for this time of year. It's hot here too. We're normally, still in the 60s and 70s, and man, we were 90 today, that's hot for this area. Yeah, it won't be long. They'll be saying gold is lumber. It'll come down in price. It'll probably take it a year or so for everything to get down to normal. The people that are just now starting to build houses, I feel sorry for them, because it's expensive to build anything right now. Yeah, the prices are going to come back down, because it's going to sooner or later. The housing market's going to take a crash, and when it does, it's going to send the home prices down, and people are going to quit building new ones when they can buy one that's almost just like what they want for 60% less. So as the building slows down, then the lumber prices will come down with it. 67 in Alaska, man, that's hot for Alaska. I don't know if we'll crack them, but we thought about water glassing a bunch of them. Uh-oh. All right, John, we'll see you. Yeah, shoot me a message before you come by here, and I'll have you some ready to go. Well, there's University of Arkansas is not too far from here. How am I planning on doing the floors? We're going to do those in flagstone. It's really, I want radiant floor heat, and stone is going to be, just like concrete, only our floors aren't going to be as thick. It's going to help us with the radiant quite a bit, whereas wood floors work, but they just don't radiate the heat as well. So we're going to do flagstone floors all throughout the lower part of the house. Man, cement's high in Jamaica. It's still pretty cheap around here. I couldn't believe how cheap it was. Man, these bugs. I know I keep wiping my face and everything. These dang gnats are about to drive me crazy. Yeah, the cement is still cheap around here. Tian, I appreciate it, man. 95 in Maine. Wow. This has been a crazy year. Maine is all the way up north, way up there.
Cool. Oh, wait. Okay, I know where Maine's at.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you being a vet, too. That's something I try to help out any chance I get, our veterans. That's one of the things I always said, that if I ever won the lottery, I don't know what kind of business I would start, but I would start something, and the only people I would hire would be veterans. So I appreciate your service for sure. Bradley, I thought about doing that. Man, I've got a grill right there that I use almost every day, even if it's raining. I'm out here cooking on it most of the time, and I thought about doing some cooking stuff out here too while I'm working. I mean, it's easy to set this thing going and cook while I'm working.
In fact, we just actually cooked burgers a few nights ago on the grill.
Yep. Thanks, Peter. I think it's late over there in Australia right now, isn't it? You guys I think you are just coming into winter, aren't you? I think it's getting cooler over there. Golly, 110 degrees. I don't miss those days at all.
Bye, Mom. Love you.
See you in a little bit. Bye. April. Not everybody. Yeah, I did a Dutch oven and one of those little grills too. And I've got another Dutch oven right here that it needs to be redone. So I'm going to do it. And I got a bunch of skillets I need to do too. So I need to get back on my cast iron stuff. I haven't had time. Thanks, Gordon. Have fun with your hockey game. North Carolina foothills. I've been all through there. Yeah, they're already picking out LED lights and everything else for their rooms. They're ready to get going on it.
Yep. Speaking of, I was talking to Addison. I was like, maybe we should put like a mini loft in the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dan. I'm big on law enforcement too. My cousin, he was raised with us. I mean, he grew up in the same house, and he was just like my brother. He's just retired. I think he has one more day. He's a retired police chief. So now he's 1 year younger than I am, actually. So he's starting his next adventure now. If you saw where we got married in that video, that's actually his boat we were on over in North Carolina. Sell pickled eggs. Yeah, I could probably sell some pickled eggs. Yeah, I mean, Davis family life, it's crazy, man. Steel prices, lumber prices, everything is just nuts. 2 degrees. Wow.
Only 2 degrees there?
No, this is in Australia.
Whoa.
Yeah, I thought you guys were going into winter. I watched some channels that are over there in Australia, and I've talked back and forth with a couple of them, and it's funny how in the dead of summer over there they'll make comments on me in the snow over here and vice versa. Oh, I bet you are. It's a lot cooler here than 110 degrees for sure.
It's only got up to like 90 so far. It's the highest it's gotten.
I have a
to.
friend of mine that just bought that Blackstone griddle, and they love cooking on it too. I don't have one, but everybody I've talked to, they really like it. I've been through central North Carolina. We came back that way once or twice, coming through the Blue Ridge Mountains. When I was living in Texas, we come back that way. It takes us a lot longer to get home. My daughter, last time we were out there with her, I think she was 14, and that's what she wanted to see. She wanted to take the long way home. So it added, about 10 hours to her trip, but that's what she wanted. That's what she got.
Tony's on here?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't blame you on the deer stand. It's anything would have to wait. If you don't have to have it, I wouldn't do it. Yeah, Ed, I'm probably gonna put you to work cooking, man, when you come down here. You can teach me how to use some of this stuff. $36 degrees. Yep, that's cool. When it's 90 here, I'm ready. I like the cooler weather. I mean, the hot doesn't bother me. I'm from Texas, so I'm used to the heat, and I worked all down south, but I don't mind the cold weather at all. Oh, thanks, Ron. Yeah, it's great having them up here, and they do help a lot. Cook on the green egg. I got a buddy of mine just bought one of the green eggs. I've never used one, but he loves it. Always summer in Jamaica. We may have to come down there and take you up on that cocktail you offered the other day. I could use a trip to Jamaica when all this build crap's over with.
Do you even know where that's at?
Maybe one of these days when we get a bunch of snow, you can come up here.
I hate long drivers.
Oh, you never live near Raleigh? Yeah, I've been right through there. Pickles. I used to do a lot of fishing. Before I started working on this property, I actually carried my boat to work and would leave from work and go straight to the lake. And I've actually been on the lake when I was supposed to be at work before. So I used to fish almost every single day, but I got going on all this. So I just sold my boat. I was never using it, but I was just telling someone this morning, I can't wait till this is done and I can buy me another boat.
She likes to fish a lot. She's been asking to go
All right,
fishing.
Ricky, we'll see you, bud. I appreciate you stopping in. What's their favorite farm animal? I don't know. What's y'all's favorite farm animal?
Mine's probably a goat or a horse.
Yeah.
I like those two the most.
Horses, chickens, goats,
The
pigs.
cold weather. Drew, you should have been up here, buddy. It was cold. I think the coldest we got this year was either 17 or 19 below. And it stayed that way. I mean, it was cold. I can't remember. I think we had 6 or 8 days that we never even made it up to 0. So for this part of the country, that was pretty cold.
Yeah. You should show them that video of Mom falling.
I know. I'm kind of kept that hidden. Tuesday morning in Korea. Wow.
It's Tuesday.
You're already
there?
It's Tuesday there. That's how far ahead of us they are. They're drinking coffee tomorrow already. Yeah. It just blows me away, guys, that all these people, all you guys from all across the world are, watch these goofy videos we put out over here. It's still, it just blows my mind every time I see, where everybody's from and all the comments. And I do read every single comment. Sometimes I don't do it right when I get them. But I read every comment and I try to comment back or a thumbs up or something on every single one, because I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. I've never been ice fishing. Never. I have some friends of mine that's gone ice fishing, but I've never done it. All right. Good night, Virginia. I appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, well, it won't be long. And
Yes.
well, Nugget's her favorite right now. There'll be another sick one come along. She'll have to play
Mhm.
Mama Hen too, and that'll be the new favorite.
No, it won't. Nuggets always gonna be my favorite. But when one comes sick, I'm gonna baby it.
No, I'll baby the next one that's sick, and it'll become my new chicken. I'll just name that one
Yeah, that's
Chocolate.
that's pretty much what we. I know most people that watch these videos, they like to see the cabin build, and working on the cabin, and that's a lot of what we do around here. But it's not all we do. I was actually going to do a video over that this week, but I just haven't had time. And I don't know. I hope a bunch of you guys will stick around when the house is finished, and see what's coming next for this place up here. It's not, it's not just about building a house. We'll be doing a lot of other things too. So hopefully a lot of you guys will stick around once all this fun building stuff's over with. What time is it?
8:19.
Yep.
We've been doing this last year.
My daughter's blowing up my phone over here. So,
Tell me.
all right, guys, I guess we're going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody showing up, especially for this first live stream that we did, not knowing what we're doing. So, yeah, thanks everybody for showing up. An ice castle fishing house, and that's crazy. I've always wanted to go, ice fishing. Never done it. No, the well house. We're still using the temporary one. I had to put that one up just to keep the bears out.
Go down to the pond when it's freezing.
Man, it's Tuesday afternoon, and that's crazy. Oh, thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. Even if as I grow, I'm still going to try to answer a bunch and acknowledge everybody that I can. I mean, I don't know. I don't see how there's a lot of channels that still do it, and they have 100,000 subscribers. I don't understand how they do it. It takes a lot of time. All right, man. That's it, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for showing up, and yeah, we'll have to do this again. All right. See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.